So welcome to another video. Today it is the Goldhawk Road meetup and fabric haul. Now, I was the world's worst vlogger. I forgot my camera and I only took 2 clips the entire day. All in as well, I've got far enough back. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey! So you just saw the hey peeps from everybody that joined, and then I got a little bit at the end of the day as well. Has everyone enjoyed themselves? Yes! Everyone who wasn't buying anything bought something? Yes! Excellent. It was so lovely to see everybody, and it was really nice that this was the second meetup for me because I'd done a little one earlier and there was only 4 of us that turned up, and it was really nice to kind of ease back into it. But it was a really nice big group of people today, or on Friday, and it was just so much fun to see everybody again and to see what everyone was buying, just actually sort of like chat to, you know, people who have the same kind of interests that we do. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Was a very long day. I'm so glad that I live where I do. There were some people who still had like hours of journeys to get home afterwards. Yeah, I had a 2-minute walk, so I am very spoiled, very spoiled living where I do. Fabric, I bought some. I bought quite a lot actually. I was quite well restrained. I knew what I wanted when I went. There were a few fabrics that I'd had my eye on and I was thinking about purchasing, and we did the opposite thing to the way we usually do. Usually we start at the Costa Coffee, walk up to Brewdog on that side of the road, then cross over and do the other side. But we've done that every single time, so we crossed the road and started over there today because it does get to the end of the day and we all are kind of like lagging in energy. So we started A1 Fabrics, I think it is, over the road. They had some very nice viscoses in, but no new prints from the last time that I was there, so I didn't purchase anything in there. But the next shop along, in fact maybe it was 2 shops along, Classic Textiles, is where I got the cotton silk from last time, and I knew that I wanted to see if they had a new print on the same base, and they did, although that was the last thing that I bought, so I'll show you that last. The very first thing I bought actually wasn't even for me. So Mum was going to come to this meetup, but because Big Bird couldn't come because she's traveling, she needed to be really safe, so Big Bird didn't come to this meetup, but she's going to come to one in the future. So Mum decided to come to one in the future as well. But Mum has been after, I bought her 1.5 meters or whatever they had left on the bolt of some Lady McElroy jersey. She's wanted some more to make a new top, so I bought her 2 meters of this Lady McElroy jersey, and it is absolutely glorious. So she's made a Renfrew top out of it. She didn't quite have enough to do the full cowl neck with all the print, so she did it 1 layer in black and 1 layer in the patterned fabric. She wanted some more, so I've got 2 more meters of this. I have been instructed to go back and see if they have it on the brown base because she'd really like that one as well. This was £26, so £13 per meter for it's a viscose jersey. It's really lightweight, sort of semi-sheer as well, but as I say, it is a Lady McElroy print. I don't know if Lady McElroy have it or Sherwood's have it on their site at the moment, but if they do, I will try and list to it down below. But the first purchase of the day was for Mum, not for me. Then I managed to go the entire rest of the street, that side of the street, without buying anything. We had lunch in Brewdog, which was amazing. Then we walked back the other side, and the one shop that I wanted to go into, we went to open the door and it was shut, so I was like, oh my gosh, no. It was the one that I specifically knew where the fabric I wanted was, and it was just like, no. But he was only out for his lunch, and we went into a couple more shops. I kind of went back and he was open again, and he did have the fabric I wanted, which was this, but it is very sheer. Now I bought some of this before, and I bought 1.5 meters before. It's quite narrow, and I was thinking I was going to make a shirt with some really big sleeves on it. I've never got around to that because I kind of think that this really needs to be a dress. Got that really nice sheen to it. Now the first time round they told me it was a cotton silk blend and charged me £10 a meter. This time round it was a cotton sateen and they charged me £5 per meter. The last time I bought it was over 3 years ago, so I'm wondering if they've reduced it in price because it just hadn't been selling. They have quite a few different prints of this. I bought the last 7 meters that they had of this. I basically took the roll to the counter and said, what have you got left? I'll take the lot. All in all, I think I now, oh, my battery's dying, 2 secs. Hopefully I've not changed the frame too much. You should see the setup. You're on a bar stool on top of the coffee table because I only brought my tiny suitcase with me, so I didn't have room for my tripod. So I was waffling about this fabric. So I think I now have 8.5 or 9.5 meters. Because it's narrow, I can't remember last time if I bought 2.5 or 1.5 meters. It's a very sheer fabric, so I'm going to make a dress with everything's French seamed on the inside. It's going to need to have a slip worn underneath of it, and I want to make myself a couple of really nice silk slips, and there's a lot of shops along the road that sell really nice silk, especially sand wash silk, which I really like the look of. I'm thinking big sleeves, ruffles. It could be the 7537 if I can work out a way of making the insides look nice. I know I've been banging on about it for ages, but this Zimmermann dress, but longer, I've been thinking about recreating that. I now have 3 fabrics to try and recreate that Zimmermann dress. But I just knew that I probably wouldn't have made a shirt with it, the little bit that I have. So I wanted to get some more so that I had enough to kind of do whatever I want with this. I'm going to do a burn test. I won't have done it by the time that this video goes up, but I am going to do a burn test and just see if this has got any kind of try and guess what kind of fibers this is, because as I say, at one point I was told cotton silk and I was told cotton sateen. I have put a sample through the wash and it came out just as shiny with no kind of difference in the texture or the handle of the fabric. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. It's kind of got like it's not organza quite as stiff as organza, but it is kind of a stiff fabric, so I think a poofy dress would be quite interesting in this. And at £5 per metre this time round, 7 metres, I've got lots to play with. We went in there and quite a few people fell in love with the different prints that were available. Caroline bought 8 metres of a green version of that, and then they got out this one. It's dark green with bright pink flowers on it. It is, let's see, again, it has that sheerness to it, and this was in one of the pre-cut packets, so it was £20 for 4 metres, and they do have another packet available, and I am not ruling out going back and getting it. I nearly did it on the day, but Bethany talked me out of it. She was like, go do a burn test first, because if it's not silk, it'll annoy you. It's like, this is true. Or if it's not a cotton base, it'll annoy you, which is very true. I am going to do a burn test and then probably go back and get the second packet if they still have it. But again, this is just, it's the same width as the previous one. It's got the same sheen to it. It's beautiful. That dark green is just so gorgeous, and I want to do something very similar. I'm really enjoying wearing the like long sleeved floaty dresses in the colder months. Like beforehand, before I'd made any long sleeve dresses, these scuba dresses, the 8972, were my go-to winter wardrobe. But now I've got my viscose dresses with the longer sleeves. I'm really enjoying wearing those as well, and it's nice to have like a mix up of things. I do get asked a lot like where I wear all the things that I make, and I just wear them daily. Yes, I'm probably way overdressed, and I'm totally overdressed for actually working from home, but I love the things that I make, so I want to make nice things and I want to wear the nice things that I make, and I don't want to save stuff for best. So this is going to be another dress that will probably get worn way more than it necessarily should do, but I think it's going to be really pretty, and it's going to go in with the rose collection, which I will be doing over the summer. So, or maybe even the spring. I can't decide which collection to work on next after the Cobra Corsage. Every shop on the Goldhawk Road has bolts of this fabric, and I have asked in every single one, and the same shop that I got those two in, the fabric was £4 per metre, which was the cheapest that I'd found. So I bought some of it. Now this is polyester. I bought 8 metres of it, and I want to create something like the gown that Serena van der Woodsen wears to the white party. Now hers is not as full as the one that I want to make. I have got 8 metres of this colourway, well 8.5 because there's some damage to the first little half metre. Then another shop actually had it in kind of white with a gold shot through it, and I want to go back and get 3 metres of that to pair into it. I want to do something very Grecian drapey, lots of cowls at the front and the back. I'm thinking there's probably going to need to be kind of like a structured bodice underneath, which then has the drapes over the top. I also want to get some of these from Etsy and kind of applique them on at the waist and then also the shoulders. I have 2 events this year to, well, hopefully 3 events this year to wear a gown to. So mum and dad are having a joint 70th birthday at Lalcoon. We're having a gala dinner there, and then there's also the gala dinner at the retreat in May, which I just is so I really hope it can go ahead. I really do. I have 2, and then if I do another retreat in October, that would be the 3rd one. So I have at least 2, possibly 3 events to wear an evening gown to. I have got lots of fabric at home to make evening gowns with, but they are all super precious, really expensive laces and silks that I don't want to experiment with, and the thing that I have in mind is definitely an experiment. So for £4 per metre, I've got, like I say, 8 metres here. I can definitely experiment with this. I want to, like I say, go back and get the kind of white gold colourway as well. This will not be a washed dress, so the microplastics or the microplastics from washing it won't go into the environment. It's going to be a dry clean only dress, and again, like I say, it's probably going to get worn once or twice a year, so it's not going to be a dress that's in heavy rotation and worn often. All of the offcuts from this are going to go into stuffing another dog bed or a closet core patterns. Poof. I'm not going to be putting any of the offcuts and scraps from this into the rubbish. That is the idea. I did say I don't want to buy any more polyester, and that is still 99% true. I've been lusting after this fabric for about 3 years now. They've had it in, like I say, every single shop has some bolts of some colours. It's just, I've had this gown in mind for that long, and I just think that for an experiment, this is the right fabric to go for. If there is a beautiful silk in the shop Dazzle just around the corner, and it has an AB shine to it, but it's £35 a metre and they only have 2 left. And I was thinking about getting that one instead of like the white version of this to add into it as the cowl around, you know, some details over the shoulders and around the neckline at the front and the back. But it kind of blows my mind that I would spend £70 on 2 meters of silk to add into a polyester dress. So I'm thinking maybe the kind of like the exact same fabric also will hang better. But then the crystals that I want to buy for it, because I want to buy 4 in total, they're around about £75 for all 4, so they're an expensive element to it as well. For an outfit that's only going to get worn once or twice a year. Yeah, I'm justifying it by saying that it's like an experiment, and if it went horribly wrong, the equivalent silk with some sheen like this would also have some polyester in it, because it would have some lurex in it. If it went horribly wrong, then it would be devastating to have spent ridiculous amounts of money on a gown. I'm going to never wash this one for breeze and dry clean, because it's only going to get worn once or twice a year, and all of the offcuts will go into making a dog bed. That is the plan. So fingers crossed I can turn that into something amazing. And the first of those events is in the end of April, and then the second of those events is the beginning of May. So I have to kind of get working on this one. And then the final fabric I have to show you today is from the very first Classic Textile. So it's the third shop along opposite from Costa. And as I mentioned, I really wanted some more of the cotton silk that I got last time, which was the Monstera leaves with the purple flowers. They didn't have another cotton silk base, but they did have a cotton royal, and it's so beautiful. I mean, it's very, very sheer again. Very, very sheer. This was £8 per metre, and I got 6 metres of it because, again, I want to do something with big sleeves, probably a high neck, fitted waist, or like cinching it in with a belt and a ruffled skirt. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough. It's 140 wide, so you know, it's not like it's a super narrow fabric, but oh, it's so beautiful. I can't tell if it's got a... No, I am showing you the right side. The wrong side is a little bit more muted. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Like I say, cotton voile, really lightweight, drapes lovely, beautiful colours. It's got leaves and flowers on it. Yeah. There were a couple of other fabrics in that shop. One of them was a Dior silk for nearly £50 per metre, and I was so close to buying 1.25 meters to make the 6563 t-shirt. And then they also had a embroidered tulle, which I would have bought 3 meters of to make like a 50s style, again, evening gown. Well, it would have been tea-length gown for the events, but I went with the shiny instead. My inner magpie is very happy. Plus that was this was £4 per metre, and the other one was £25 a metre, so slight difference in price there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I think it's gorgeous, and it will go really well with the colours of the lemon collection. Whilst it hasn't got any lemons on it, a lot of the backgrounds on that are like this minty green, so it's going to go really well with that collection as well. So it will get sewn up this year, fingers crossed. touch wood. That was everything that I got. It was, like I say, it was so lovely to see all the peeps again. I didn't spend all of my budget, but I am going to go back and get a little bit more of this, so I probably will get up to my budget when I have done that. It was just so nice to kind of be with like-minded people, touching the fabric, showing each other the different discoveries that we've made, seeing what everybody bought, just chilling, hanging out and chatting with the peeps. So thank you to everyone that came. It was so lovely to see you. We think that we're going to do the next Goldhawk Road meetup at the end of May, beginning of June. That gives everyone enough time to save up their money again and recover from the last one. It was absolutely fabulous. I had a wonderful time. So thank you for coming if you did. I hope you enjoyed the tiny little bit of footage that I filmed and a look at the fabrics that I treated myself to on the day. I'm going to add these to my spreadsheet to see exactly, you know, like I'm supposed to be sewing through the stash this year, not building it up. I have a lot of sewing to do. I'll get there, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. On that note, I'm gonna stop waffling because otherwise I could carry on going for ages and ages and ages all about fabric. So I will shut up. I hope you enjoyed a look at what I bought and I will see you all very, very soon.